This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting of the Manhan Rail Trail Committee to order. It's Monday, June 22nd, a little after 7 o'clock. And why don't we just deal with the minutes first, and then we can go to Pascalina so she can update us on the public art project. So I sent out the minutes of the May 18th meetings to everybody. If you've all had a chance to take a look at them. Any corrections, comments, or anything like that?
The only thing I saw is when we were talking about our subcommittee to review the issues with transferring the website. I don't know if that was stated. Let's see.
So you have to vote back. And invite the manager.
Right, so we actually met. So I guess I would say the minutes, we did decide, I think at that meeting, that we would create a subcommittee and we would meet. So if you can just stick that in there, it's a minor.
Okay.
For record keeping purposes.
All right.
That's always.
All right, so do I have a motion to accept the May 18th, 2026 minutes with that little correction, adding that there was a subcommittee that was going to meet to discuss the changes to the website?
Holden, James, although
He's
he's kind of stepping back, but Lisa, so yeah, Trace, Meek, yes. You were at the meeting too, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so do I have a motion to accept? So moved. A second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Pascalina, our arts coordinator, to talk about new public art projects.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Pascalina Azzarello. I'm the Arts and Culture Program Director for the City of Easthampton and Easthampton City Arts. And I wanted to come say hello and to let you all know that Easthampton City Arts has been working on a public sculpture, a new public sculpture that will be installed on the Manhan Rail Trail at Union Street. We're looking at a mid to late October installation. I apologize. I did not realize how many people you had on your committee, but we can share, and then I'll pass those around for people to share. I'm just going to have this for reference, and then I'll share it too. So we have approved the proposal of two very accomplished mosaic artists, Lori Frazier and Cynthia Fisher. The public sculpture will illustrate the rich history and natural beauty of Easthampton with carefully chosen elements, including mosaic tile, native stone, and a supporting structure made with steel. The steel is a tribute to the railroad, its importance to the city, and its inherent relationship to the Manhan Rail Trail. Mosaics will be on all four sides of the sculpture, with the feature mosaic on the south and west facing sides facing Union Street. So the structure itself, so there's a concrete footpad. We advocated for the Union Street redesign that some concrete footpads be included for future public sculptures. So this will be the first of those that will be installed. And it's about 5.5 feet tall, almost 3 feet wide at its widest. And we've had a really lovely exchange, a lot of questions, a lot of follow-up with the artists who've been incredibly just wonderful and accommodating and flexible with some of our requests. And we're really pleased how things came together. And this will be sort of like the featured, it's going to be done in mosaic tiles, so it will look different than this. But this is the place where it will be bent. It's an L-shaped structure, so it will wrap around.
And say it's gonna be on the north side of the street or the south side? It'll be on the.
It's on
the mill side?
on the mill side.
Okay.
Because there is
Yes.
another one on the other side.
Right. It's on the mill side. Correct. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that the developing, it's a developing project and I'm happy to answer them. But just let you know that that was takes place.
Cool.
I just want to make sure for safety reasons that there isn't any like sharp edge.
So we are very careful about safety. And that's something that we've spoken with the artists about. It's something we had different members of and colleagues within the municipality take a look at this. We did another public sculpture on the Manhan Rail Trail at Ferry Street. It's like a tall metal. We had the fabricator. Yeah, we care a lot about metal. I think we sanded that thing for days before we installed it. So yeah, safety is an important component for us. Absolutely.
How far removed from the trail is it?
So I actually don't know exactly the distance from the trail, but the concrete footpad is already there. So it's enough off the trail. And the width of this does not exceed the width of the concrete pad.
Okay. Is the concrete pad adjacent to the trail or is there space between the pad and the trail?
Pretty much adjacent.
You know what? It is on Google Maps. They did it since the filter, so
So
let me
this
pull it
doesn't
up.
have a diagram of.
I've seen it.
No,
can't
I
picture
have
where
a
it is.
diagram of that.
Just want to know how,
Yes,
to-
let me, I
to
will pull
Alexis's
it up right
question,
now.
how far off the trail? Because people.
Yeah, I was like thinking visibility and
End up crashing into this thing.
I
It's
see
like
it.
behind that new like brick, the fake brick, like. Thing on the, I think.
We're
Yeah.
right by it. I just can't.
Here it is. All right, I'm looking at it. This is the concrete.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so it's over by the bushes, by the shrubs.
This is very small. But that's where I can maybe make my way around.
Yeah, I was wondering what those were gonna be
They're gonna
for,
put a light stanchion.
right? I was like, yeah, okay.
So one side is what, 1.5 feet wide, the other is 2. Is that? Is this?
You can.
Yeah.
Is this 1.5 feet, the 2 sides?
Mhm.
or One's only.
It's gonna, so the.
It's
It's not
2
super
feet.
big.
10 inches. Yeah, it's quite narrow. It's going to feel like a column.
2 feet, so 1 by 210.
Is that gonna, because reinstalled the Manhan Rail Trail sign there, is that going
No, it's
to?
on the other side. Other side of Union Street.
Oh, okay.
Straight.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah,
bush, the bushes
It's
are.
on the
that-
7-Eleven.
All right.
It's on that Liberty Street side.
Yeah, gotcha.
There is another pad
That's a
on,
good foot off
on the,
off the pavement. Yeah.
The-
Yeah, that's. what-
ours, the other side. What's the plan for that?
We do one project at a time. Can't visualize a project until we have fundraised
Yeah.
the funds needed. So, yes, and there are more right over here that were part of the Union Street redesign as well.
That's September-ish, you said.
Mid to late October.
October, okay.
And there will be a celebration, you know, little ribbon cutting, that sort of thing. So we'll make sure everybody is aware.
It's pretty close to the trail. I'm just, you know. Does everybody feel okay with the shape of, so how, like, the square,
Look at
like
the
how,
space.
in that square, how is it oriented? Like, if you look at the.
Which piece will be facing?
Yeah, like if the long side is
It's-
parallel to the street, might be hard to see the street as you're.
We've considered the sight lines of people on the trail, and coming from both directions. Yeah,
Yeah.
and my understanding is that the sculpture is parallel on both sides to the pad. It's not at an angle on the pad.
So is the long side facing Union Street and the short side is parallel to the bike path?
That is my understanding.
So this part is, and this is around, like,
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
yeah.
Have you had any issues with the one that's down by water is fine, or is everything fine?
No issues at all.
I mean, you're talking about the sight lines. It does look from this, I mean, the thing is, you're starting to look for traffic when you're here. Coming this way, you're already looking for traffic. That thing going to block that view of sort of sizing up the traffic as you come to that intersection. It feels like it might be. You said you looked at the sight lines. I'm not debating that.
What I can say is we will take another walk with the city engineer and DPW. And with all of this in mind, now that we have the final design, and we will make sure that everything gets cleared by them in terms of visibility and safety.
Are you talking about like traffic coming up Liberty Street?
Both, yeah. I mean, when you're coming into that intersection, I'm looking at where that bench is where those guys hang out. I'm already looking at traffic
Yeah.
coming and seeing what's going on because about to encounter it. So that flat, that kind of L shape sort of possibly gets in the way of that depending on it's configured, but it looks like it's kind of in that spot. So just maybe look at that again.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
make sure.
Thank
I mean,
you.
what's happening in this space? Is this, oh, who owns this area here? Is this land? I mean, how did you get this spot?
That's our property.
It belongs.
This is a part of the trail.
Public.
Yeah,
And then so what's the stuff that's adjacent to it? I mean, if you
the
needed to
ATM.
push it.
We,
Well, the thing's already, sorry.
Yeah,
Slabs already
yeah.
down.
Well,
We already know about slabs and how they don't go anywhere.
we will take another walk through with all of this in mind.
Is this the one that's there now?
It's at Ferry Street.
That's at another location along
not
the
the one.
trail, but that,
Well, you
Is-
mentioned it.
yes.
And
There
thought
was
about
another-
it being a
There was something, there was another thing along with that, right? And that got vandalized, right? Was it, a sign?
Yes,
Yeah,
got
that-
bent.
Yeah, that got vandalized. All right.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I
Me
like
too.
the design. Yeah. Looks like it'll be a lot of work.
They're
very-
busy already.
Very detailed.
The butt factory's getting its,
Is this what it's gonna look like? This is the actual.
Yeah, it will be done in mosaic, so it
Nice.
will look different, but yes, this is the idea. I will send an email to Barbara with an update once we've done the walkthrough with DPW. Just to, you know, and we will be open to what we learn and make decisions accordingly.
Thanks for doing this. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. Any other questions?
Thank you for coming.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for the
sure.
invitation.
Thanks for coming out
Thank you all.
All
Yeah.
right. Stay dry. Yeah. Kind of.
So you got water on.
All right.
No, I haven't watched.
Uh,
I think I do it.
public speak time. Since you're not really on the committee, but I think you have news.
I do have
So why don't we
news.
let you go under
Yes.
public speak time, even though I did put it on the agenda too.
Okay, thank you. I think I've seen everyone at the last meeting of this that I was able to attend, which was like 3 months ago. But I'm Amy Alton and I am a Southampton resident, but I'm on the Manhan Rail Trail all the time. And I am now a committee member for the Southampton Greenway Committee and the clerk for the Friends of Southampton Greenway nonprofit. So our next meeting, I just came from our meeting tonight, which is why I was late. And our next meeting is not going to be scheduled on the same day as this. It's going to be July 27th at 6 p.m. So if anybody wants to attend, of course, you are welcome to attend. So our update, basically we've got two big things. The 25% plan has been submitted and we are on the tip sheet to start construction for fiscal year 2029, which means construction starts in 2028. And in conjunction with that, we will have the public hearing and a fundraising event this late summer, early fall, depending on what date MassDOT and Ty and Bond gives us. So that's kind of our general update. I did want to talk about a sign to put at the end of the Manhan Rail Trail. I have a draft of a sign. It will be paid for by the Friends of Southampton Greenway and it can be installed by yours truly and the Conservation Committee.
Calling the path a greenway.
Yes, the Southampton Greenway. So good progress, very exciting. So I think the big question left over from our emails is where to put this sign. I would like to put it somewhere in between the kind of round section and the road so that pedestrians can more easily take a look at it and take a picture without having to cross the road. Now, whether we install a post to put it on somewhere along either side, or if we install it directly on the fence itself, or I'm open to other suggestions. And then we will also install one across the road on the future site of the Greenway.
Is it something that you think we could maybe put on the,
That's what I'm
on
thinking.
the metal
On the
strips
post.
on the-
We have a little map there anyway.
Yeah.
We'd have to look at what size
I mean,
were you,
Oh, I am open to do anything that
okay.
you want to do.
I would think something maybe not that much bigger than that, because if they're gonna be like, I assume it would be facing, like,
Facing the road, right?
Facing the road.
it would be facing.
Yeah, that
the road?
would probably be, well, I mean,
Well-
we could do both, actually. Like if we were to come and install the, I forget what Randall calls it, but it's like the post, the U-shaped post, then we could do one facing the road and one facing away from the road so that people who are coming from Easthampton would see it and people who are coming from the parking lot would see it.
Yes, I'm thinking that it should be on this side of the post, because if somebody's at the end of the trail, then they will see that it's 3 miles more in that direction. You know, like if you're,
Right.
you and come to the end of our trail, and then that is right on that
Coming
little,
soon, 3 more miles.
right.
But if you're looking towards our trail and see 3 more miles,
It'd be
it doesn't make
confusing.
sense.
So maybe something on the other side of the street.
Is there a kiosk down there?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like a.
Because so there's like that railroad looking truss thing that has the one map on it. I don't know how we would connect this.
We'd figure out.
I
the,
think you could,
Because that map you had was also really nice. Maybe you could add that as a.
The map that the map that I had at Bikes Fight Cancer.
Is that in Southampton? That street is the city limits?
The land
So
is
that's-
technically
So that's
Southampton.
gonna be over in Southampton.
Yeah, it is, all the property we're talking about is technically Southampton.
I guess what Coleman Street is that?
Coleman Road.
Coleman Road, that's where our property, city
I mean,
limits.
you wouldn't think of
No, the
just
city
putting like
limit
a
is
thing in the
actually
ground.
Just
prior
Oh, it's
to,
before the.
it is.
Yeah, I
So-
would put a post in the ground.
I mean, just like a long
Sign
sign.
right before you get to that.
Yeah, but
I
one
mean-
sign to wait until FY 2029.
Yeah, I would rather see it on that post because all the other
Yeah.
important information is
Right.
there. I don't want to clutter it up with any more posts.
I
or
mean, so I
signs.
think
I'd rather
something
see
even
it.
like that size.
Yeah.
Would probably be sufficient.
That's
Like,
plenty big
if you
enough.
come to the end of the trail.
Yeah.
There's a kiosk there, right?
Yeah, so
So
it's
if we
railroad
could- so we
derrick
could put a
things.
sign in the kiosk.
It's,
No,
it's not that
it's
kind of
not.
a kiosk.
No, it's the
Oh.
railroad
Mm.
derrick.
Oh, okay.
It's just a post with,
All right.
with a map on top.
That is a good point. In addition to whatever we decide here, why not put a paper version of that in all the kiosks?
Well, we could do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then I would definitely want a map to clarify that we're talking about, what we're
I mean,
talking about.
I can come up with something that
That's what they're gonna
says,
get when they take that QR code, right? That gives them
Yeah.
more
Right,
information.
but like
Right, but it-
visually,
Yeah,
You
okay.
might not
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to, give them
Yeah.
any
She
more
already has a good map.
hurdles.
I've seen
You
it.
might want the Southampton Greenway part be bigger, so.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's more
Mhm.
obvious
Yeah.
that you're talking about, it's an extension of the New Haven, Northampton Canal.
Because if I just read that, I would think, oh, there's 3 more miles of our trail, but it's not. You need to differentiate, say, coming soon,
okay,
3 miles.
It shrinks the QR code a little bit and then there's more space
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Southampton Greenway.
or if you had a bigger size.
so
Make it-
Well,
the
you should
size I was
find out
looking at
what
printing was at
size.
18 by 24, which would be like
Oh,
this big.
That's
I
too
think we
big.
need to look at
It's
the,
bigger than
we
ours.
need to look at the post and what the sizes are, what the size is for the
I
existing.
think that's too big for that.
Yeah.
For that,
Yeah,
that, for putting it on that
Yeah,
railroad
because we
derrick
also
thing.
have the
map.
the maps.
So
I
the
think that-
etiquette there, is that on that side post?
the etiquette thing is on a street sign on
It's on the
the
street.
right side of the trail if you're coming from the road.
But I think if you're coming to the end of the trail, you're going slow enough. So, I mean, I'm looking at it from here and I can read it just
I can read
fine.
coming soon, more miles. I can't see, well, I can't read it from here.
You know, maybe have it all be bold or
Yeah.
something, but
I can
some.
see it, but I can't quite read Southampton, so if it was bigger and
You
bolder,
can?
it would be
Yeah, I
Well,
can't
more
read
legible.
anything.
Okay.
No, I can't read that from here.
But if you, like
Yeah,
across the
so-
street or something like that, then a bigger one. But I think
Yeah.
if we're gonna put it right on our, the derrick, the thing.
It is like a derrick.
Something like that, or maybe just a little bit bigger, maybe 8.5 by 11 or.
Yeah, so like
Because it would be-
this is
yeah,
8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This size, basically.
But let's check first to make sure that
Yeah.
there's room between the sign
Right.
and the,
Right, I think we
The
gotta
map
go look at
holder.
the actual.
Yeah, we have the folder thing too, so I'm concerned that there's not room.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to see like where, like a
I know, I don't know if I
post,
have a
you know,
picture.
because you don't want it too close to the road. And snow.
Yeah, I think we need to look at the spot.
I mean, if you had to put a post in, would it come out like after it starts?
Oh, yeah.
getting
Oh, yeah.
constructed?
Yeah.
Why not just put a couple of posts, I mean, not a couple of signs, 2 or 3 signs and use existing posts we already have. You know, we try to just, you know,
I would say you live really close. Why don't you just take a walk down and just kind of see if we could fit it on there and maybe kind of look at where would be the best place to, other options maybe?
I did. I mean, and David and I looked at it and thought like like if you're coming from the parking lot and walking towards the round section on the right-hand side, either on the fence or on a post.
You Put it on the fence.
if that's works.
Yeah,
Fence would work.
that makes sense.
Okay.
My thought is that I want to minimize a lot of signage. If we can keep the signs in one area, I think that would be my first preference, but we have to see if we can we can fit it on that post that's there already with the other sign, I'd rather see it there personally. That's just my opinion.
You could have a small one there and then have another one like closer to, like on the fence, because you get the people that are not gonna maybe, they're just going in, they're turning around and right back. They're not going to their car. They're gonna stop and then turn around.
But it would be facing, they would see it if they're gonna go around that loop. They'd be looking at it if it's facing Easthampton. But without having the dimensions, it's hard to make a decision. But maybe somebody can go. I mean, I live there too. I live right on the street, so I can look at it.
Okay, so shall I go out tomorrow and measure, see where I could attach a sign to the iron thing? And if that's not gonna work out, then we do the fence?
Sure.
I think so.
Okay.
I think leveraging what's already there is probably.
We can always move it if it turns out.
That's true. That's true.
What are you gonna make it, like out of? Just like a laminate, like,
Metal,
oh, you're gonna have it,
Mass Corps does,
oh, okay.
has done signs for the Conservation Committee, so.
That'll look great.
What about those?
Yeah.
How long is the construction anticipated to take?
That's the second time I've gotten that question tonight, and I've heard 2 seasons, which would put it, a little over a year.
This is gonna end right at Route 10, right?
Yes,
Special.
Sheldon's ice cream. Mhm.
My stock and show.
Yeah. You need to have an ice cream social there, big celebration.
Meeting of Easthampton and people from Southampton.
With like Continental Railroad, like connecting. The different.
All right, okay, yes,
So I have public speak because I didn't get it on the agenda.
okay.
I tabled at an event with Amy on Saturday, and we met a photographer who has his studio in the Cottage Street Mills, and he said he would be willing to take photos for the Manhan Rail Trail. So I just wanted to hand that on to you. Yes, it's
Wow, he's awesome.
Okay.
I'd recommend working with him. He's a great guy.
he was taking photos for the pictures on there are from a cyclocross event on the back that he did at Treehouse. And he was taking pictures for bike fight cancer, which Megan Morin, who is on the board for Mass Bike, and she also lives in the Plains. She lives in Easthampton and runs that ride.
But, because I think when we get the website, the new website set up, we're just gonna transfer everything over and then we're going to
Do it
make
refresh.
whatever changes we need. One thing at a time. So that would be great time for some pictures. Perfect. Thank you, Bob.
Well, since we're already talking about pictures, do you guys want to give an update on the website? We can jump around a little bit.
Yeah, so Trace has been very helpful in doing a lot of very detailed research about the logistics behind transferring the website from his current DreamHost web hosting into how we can create one of our own. It actually looks like it probably will be fairly straightforward based on his research. We are meeting, is it next week? 30th. We're meeting on the 30th to go through that. I may follow the instructions in his last email and see about just starting an account using the email address that Holden created after that last call, just so we can get a little bit of a head start on it. Yeah.
Who would be hosting? Do you know the name of the company?
So DreamHost is the name of like the web. I'm not
That's
gonna know the official.
somebody that runs it. My son's in that business, so,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that much about it, but he does.
And one of the things we talked about, and we'll have to make a final decision, but we may end up paying a hosting company to do the actual transfer of all the files, because it would be a difficult, tedious job, I think, and I don't think we should ask Trace to do that. That's not fair. So there could be some small, I say small expenditure, but I think it's reasonable expenditure for that.
So at your meeting next week, what exactly are you doing?
We're gonna finalize, so Trace did more research after we met last time. He sent us an email, so we're gonna just finalize. We're just gonna, this is how we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it. The idea is that if you try and do it yourself, there could be a 48-hour dead time where things are in limbo while they're setting it up. And so he's made suggestions on how to transfer some of the data, transfer the data over, set up the new one while keeping the old one live so that you don't lose that 48 hours. Because I think that would be very bad to just go dark for 48 hours. So we're going to try to avoid that.
Good idea.
That's why.
I've read the
Probably
emails.
read it.
but What's the annual fee? Do you know what the annual fee is?
Is it 20?
Something like that.
It's not, it's,
How
Yeah.
much?
it's not much, $20. Was
So
it
that's-
$20 or
that's it?
something?
Something like that. We can clarify.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
That's just the cost of the.
That's
dress.
domain.
Or was that a month? I don't know. Whatever it was.
Is that the? Oh, go ahead.
The registration, I think, was $15 or $20 a year, and then the hosting was probably $15 a month or something like that.
That's reasonable.
Thank you. Yeah.
I actually had a question on, I don't know, as far as like decisions for the full committee or for the subcommittee. I think everyone on the subcommittee was pretty happy with the transfer steps that Trace proposed, but I didn't know if officially we needed to have the committee approve that transfer, if that's a formality that we can do now, or if that's something that the subcommittee can just move forward with as is.
So I guess I have a question. Is the website technically a city? Is it for this committee or is it for the Friends? If it's for the Friends, I would say, no, we don't need approval from the city committee, but
No,
is that correct?
yes. Yeah, it is the Friends. I mean,
Yeah.
I personally trust you guys, and if you're just gonna transfer it, it's gonna be.
Next step will be redesigning.
Yes, it will get updated and
Right.
yes.
Yeah, it needs some.
First things first.
Right.
Yeah.
We probably just need a motion and approve it,
Well,
proceed.
but yeah, so we're the committee, not the Friends. I mean, I suppose.
Right, so the checks to pay the bills would be coming from out of the Friends
Friends.
account.
Correct.
Yeah. But you're the finance person
Right,
for
I
the
mean,
Friends,
we're all
so.
in the
Yeah.
Friends group anyway, but yeah. As far as the payment, you let me know how you need, if it's like an automatic thing or if it, how they need our routing number or. anything like
yeah.
that. Or if it's just gonna be, they're just gonna send a bill. I know there's a new email address set up, like who can access that?
I think it's all the same people
Yeah.
at the moment, but that could change too.
Is the new service we're moving it to, is that easier to do design changes to for like lay people, or is it the same?
Sticking with
So
work.
it's the same service, but Trace won't be the one kind of managing it on the back end. So it should be the same for everyone that's has done any updates on the WordPress site. It should be the same system, is my understanding. But so like next week, right, we're gonna meet and bring laptops and like actually go step by step through the process to make sure we don't miss anything. But it should be the same ease of use. It's just that Trace has said that, he's ready to pass on ownership or maintenance.
So Wendy, I think you are pretty much the one who's done a lot of that. I mean, I think we need to have more than one person that's.
Right.
Because Yeah.
If I get hit by a
I
bus,
mean,
somebody
do
needs to know.
you find that it's
Win
not
the
too
lottery and move to an island. with
Oh,
no
yeah.
forever until you die? I mean, have you found it pretty easy to work with for the most part?
Well, whatever change was made a couple months ago, I have to say has made it extremely difficult. And I was trying to add a picture and I couldn't change the size of I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to change the size of the picture. So something's changed, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's all going to be new anyway. So, but yes, I think a second person, if anybody has an interest in that and willing to,
Yeah, I
No,
think there
help.
should be maybe like maybe all of you guys should like know how to use it because, I think it's just, I would have absolutely no idea how to get into it.
yeah.
So, and I want it to stay that way.
Well, it's not, it's not just inputting it, it's, I also write,
Right.
I'm writing news and I'm writing stuff and grabbing pictures. So somebody
Yeah.
needs to do one or both of those. It could be shared.
Probably the kind
Yeah,
of thing,
and
all the knowledge should live with one
and-
person.
And as it was said, so right now we're just focused on transferring the domain so that Trace can hand it off.
Yep.
And then afterwards, I suspect that the same subcommittee will work on any updates or changes or that kind of thing. But we just want to focus on the transfer so nothing gets lost first.
And I will say right now, this is keeping us on target with the unofficial timeline we set out back when Trace first told us that he wanted to step back, which is we would like to have this done by the next Friends meeting. So
October.
which is October. So this is so far,
Yeah.
so far so good.
No, from what I've seen from the emails that I've read, it's been amazing.
Unbelievable.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what he's talking about. But as long as you guys know.
I don't.
As far as connected with that, with the donation platform discussion, I guess that will be something we decide after it's transferred, but.
Well, if you
have to-
know which one you want to use, I
I
we
think-
can make that decision now. That
Yeah, I
doesn't
think we
have to wait.
should do, like a Zephy and a PayPal,
Yeah, that
two,
seems.
two,
that's pretty
two
good.
options, but I mean, if we're gonna do Zephy, then I could go ahead and start setting that up. Just
Yeah.
get the account.
Yeah. Why don't we give you the email address that we set up too? And then bike trail, I'll send it to you.
I think I have it. Yeah, 'cause I get those
Yeah,
emails.
it's Manhan Bike Trail, Manhan Rail Trail at Gmail was taken. I don't know if anyone on the committee at some point made a Manhan Rail Trail at gmail.com address, but it was taken when I tried to make it. So I just did Manhan Bike Trail instead
At Gmail.
at Gmail. Yep.
I mean, I assume we could have two platforms that people could give.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just whenever we redesign the website, we'll
We'll
have
have to have two.
yeah.
A lot of times they do that. They'll have GPay and PayPal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Apple Pay.
And the email address was set up so that because the other email address is tied to the website domain, we didn't want to have it be like if you lose, like if the website domain, went offline during the transfer, we didn't want to lose access to emails. So I think it was really just set up for the domain specifically. It wasn't, I mean, I think it would be fine if you wanted to make the payment platform be the friend email address that's more heavily used at this point. Or we could set up the Gmail to just forward to the friend email as well.
So if I was to set up Zephy, would I use the Manhan Bike Trail at Gmail? Is that?
I think you could use the regular Manhan email that's I forget what's posted on the website. Is it info at something or?
Manhan Rail Trail, I think.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's no reason you couldn't use the previous email if you'd rather. I don't know.
That's not being replaced at all. Like that'll continue as the regular email.
Yeah, that will continue. We just needed a Gmail address because we didn't want, because if the website email address, it's self-referential to the website. So in the transfer, we didn't want to lose access. It's kind of like if you have a key to the lock that opens the same key or something. I don't know if that's not making sense.
So either of those goes to the same places.
Yes, at the moment.
Gmail one, like,
Let me see if I can.
Could do the Gmail one just in case, I mean. In theory, they're going to the same place.
Sorry if I confused things.
all right.
The only other thing I'd want to say is we could take this time, everybody could take this time to look at the website, even though we're not talking about design changes now, but go through it, because it might take some time, and make notes of what you'd like to see changed or updated or whatever, whether it's the look or the content, the pictures, just start making your list.
Now, they always talk about an accessible website. I mean, and resizing, is this one gonna, I mean, does it size to different, like a laptop and?
How does it work with
Yeah.
well, the new one, I think, will be. The old one maybe was a little bit.
Okay.
Prior to that.
So once we get to the design, definitely having it sized to different screens would be essential. But for the transfer, it's really going to be copying the existing content over and just making sure that that's transferred correctly.
Okay, yeah, kind of jumping ahead here, but. All right, perfect. Thanks for all your work on this. That's neat. Oh, so I wonder, can you put videos on that? Because Tom did, like on the news.
We should be able to,
Yeah,
right? I don't think
because I'm thinking like that video that we had hoped to
Right.
watch tonight, but we can't watch
Right.
tonight. That might be something that would be nice to feature on the website. So don't get rid of it.
No,
No,
I just, actually, I sent it to everybody. I responded all to your last email,
Okay.
so everyone should have it. The link is there. As far as like technology.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. And that, yeah, have we met since then? No. I think it was a great day. But the weather was perfect and a
Good turnout.
nice crowd.
Yeah.
And I think it was really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe we did meet, I think. Can't even find, using my phone, I can't even find our email address on the website. That's not a good sign.
Video.
I don't know where to find it.
Hit the link, see what pops up.
Use the old one, the original one.
Probably.
Well, I don't,
Is it info@manhanrailtrail.org?
yeah, I think so, but
Yeah.
I can't,
you know,
I'm not
I
finding
don't
it.
think I
That's
should
kind of
use the
scary.
Gmail address.
I just think that original one is what is out there and everyone's been using. I think the other one was just a temporary, I mean, it was
No, I mean,
just,
this is just to set up the, like, a Zeppi.
That's just GoPros.
oh, then I guess it doesn't matter then.
Yeah. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
Maybe you should add that to like a question for Trace, just
Okay,
to
I
make sure
can
that he
Yeah.
just ask him his thoughts on like.
So I mean, yeah, we can set up a Gmail to forward, but if you already use, I mean, is there any other accounts that use the info@Manhan Rail Trail email that you're getting notifications about? Like, I don't know, like it's probably like your Facebook, like is the Facebook login attached to that email and that kind of thing?
Yeah, well, one thing is, so the PayPal account used to be attached somehow to the city, my city email address. So when I left, as far as logging in and finding out stuff, it was a little confusing. I think I got it set up, so we better make sure that
Yeah,
that's all straight.
we should have one email address that's used for all of these things.
Yeah.
We should be consistent no matter what.
Yeah, I would say probably using the existing or the previous email for most things makes sense. the Gmail account was, I mean, you really just because you don't want to have the email address login for the website that the email is registered on be the same thing. That's like the self-referential. So having a Gmail that you can retrieve if something went wrong, like if the website, I don't know, if it went down for a day, then you wouldn't be able to access the email. So if you sent a password reset to the email that you can't access because the website's down, that's why the Gmail exists. So I don't know if the Gmail, I don't know, Lisa, if you set it up so it already forwards to the info@manhanrailtrail.org, but we can definitely do that. So any notifications for the website just get forwarded. But the Gmail was just set up as kind of like my understanding was it's a scaffolding basically for the website to not be a self-referential email address.
Exactly. It's like a recovery.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. So I think that the previous email is probably fine. And then you only have to really remember one login as well, or, day-to-day use.
Okay. All right. Okay, great. So I'm gonna do the trail maintenance update at the end because I don't think there's too much except for the tree. Yep. Trail etiquette signage. I personally want to say thank you for getting them up.
Yeah.
And we got a good supply of the bolts things.
Yep.
Yeah, how many are there? Bunch. So we've got a bunch of the tamper-proof screws now.
Right. We had the nuts. We didn't have the bolts, so we had to get the bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put that back in the shed.
Yeah. I mean, somebody said, I guess that as you're riding by, they seem a little small, but it's kind of like you have to almost stop to look at them. I don't know,
You would have had to make them like billboard size, get a lot of people to read.
It's also for walkers because it's talking about, trash in, trash out, and clean up after your dog and all.
And a lot of them are at spots where people would be stopped anyways. Like
That was the idea.
right.
I mean, I put one in the kiosk by any chance. There's one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see that the comments on Facebook were reasonable. I was shocked.
There were one or two, but other than
Did you
that,
edit the comments?
I did. I
Yeah.
don't like to do that. I
Yeah,
know.
fair enough.
Transparent.
Most of them were good. That's all you can.
We're so happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're good. I mean, I don't think we would have wanted them any bigger. I mean,
No.
Not by too much. I mean, I think if we were to do something like that again, we might want to pare the list down a little bit and a bolder font or something.
yeah.
Or the other thing would be to have a different suggestion, like every mile, you have just one. Announce you're passing, and then the next one, keep your dog on a leash, and the next one.
For someone that wants to cut down on the signs.
I know. No, I'm saying instead of all the total list, just have one in each.
Well, somebody, it wasn't you, Tom, was it? Somebody said that in Westfield, they have something on the pavement.
Painted on the pavement.
Pavement on the pavement.
The speed, maybe a speed
Like
limit or.
frequently, and I can't remember what the words were.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in Northampton as well. We gotta do that, set signs.
I like that idea.
Stop ahead. I
Slow
said
down.
stop.
How about just slow down?
Yeah, and it was because the signs over in Northampton were these little rickety things that people were throwing them away.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we have a different situation where we can't, they're fixed in there and that's good. But I think seeing it on the asphalt is good too. But we ran into problems with the DPW, of which of course you're gonna run into here too.
We do have some stencils and that say stop, which we probably should redo. But they'd have to be stencils, I think. Somebody would have to.
Well, and I meant to ask, and it's not on
That's okay. Trail maintenance.
the grant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're supposed to be announcing. Are they telling you when it's happening?
Can we say it?
What?
Mass Trails Grant?
Oh, yeah, Sunday or Wednesday, sorry.
So this
This week?
Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah,
This
I heard,
Wednesday?
I've heard from her.
I know, it's like actually announced now.
Okay.
It's Wednesday at 11:30. The
Oh.
grants are being announced.
As you can tell by our Mass Trails 10, their coordination and communication is not great.
We're assuming that Southampton is being awarded the grant because we've been invited and David and I are going, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then we should assume that we're not.
Well, it wouldn't be us, it would be
Yes, it would be
the
the
public,
engineers.
the city.
Oh, the city is the.
I actually meant to, email.
But
asking
they
about
don't
that.
always invite everybody to these things.
Yeah.
Everybody you, 'cause
You're
it's
probably
just the
like
first, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But also I was like, 5th or 6th on the list of people who like, the town was emailed first and nobody from the town could go. And then the Mark Cassis on the Greenway Committee and then the Aaron, the president. And so that, they worked their way down to got to me. So.
They found us, a voluntary.
Well, that's good.
That's great news.
Yeah.
Yeah, we applied for $240,000. So.
Nice.
And what was it? What was for what?
That is a good question. It's in my email somewhere.
Well, design, probably.
Design.
I think, yeah, it might be something like that. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of money, so it's probably the final design.
That's
Great.
Well,
great.
240,000 won't build the path.
No, that's covered by federal and state money. So we don't have to worry about paying for that, but we do have to pay for the design and amenities, some amenities. Straight.
Like seats along the path where Sheldon's there. I scream, well,
Yeah, we'll see.
my favorite spot.
Trash can. So I did reach out to the police chief and the fire chief, and they are both fine with us if we wanted to move the trash can closer to where the water fountain is. Don't know the exact location. I reached out to the Public Works and to see if they would help us move it, and they said, yeah, but probably not till fall. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on the trash can, and it's been getting pretty bad. Like by the weekend, I like when I'm filling the little free library, I'll look down there, and if there's stuff like overflowing, I go and I shove it in and try to make it look a little neater. I saw them this morning. They empty it on Mondays, and I did see them emptying at Riverside this morning. I happened to be out there when they were emptying it, but it does get really full. I've not been looking carefully to see if it was all bike path and, related stuff. Or if it's bigger stuff that's down below. Because I have not seen anything odd, like from the stuff that's on the top, but I don't know if we want to just kind of let it go for now and, keep on top of the DPW and have them move it in the fall, or if we want to take it out. I think it's just a matter of unbolting it.
Right, taking it out won't be hard,
But it's a
but
reinstallation.
it's installation, they probably have to, put something into ground a mounted on.
Yeah, I mean, whether we want to take it out and then in the fall when they have time, have them put it back in, or if we just want to leave it and keep an eye on it over this.
Why not take it out, and if
Take it
there's
out?
no uproar and if it's all fun, then leave it out.
So it's bolted. Is there like something in the ground that keeps it upright? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a concrete thing and then brackets come up.
So is DPW saying that they could install that bracket attachment in the fall?
We didn't talk about specifics. They just said that they would probably be able to do something, but because there's it's a busy time of the year, that fall would be when they would probably get to it. So.
I mean, how deep, like, is it something that we could get a few people and some shovels and dig it out and then dig out a spot and get a hand, like, can we move it with a hand truck? How heavy is the trash can?
I don't know how heavy it is. Because it's,
Looks like a 55-gallon barrel, and they're not very heavy.
well, I'm not sure if there's a concrete.
Well, there are pavers around the area where I think you,
No,
no, I mean,
oh, down
next to
there.
the public safety. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a matter of just putting it in the ground. It
But we
depends
could-
where we want it.
yeah, it could be like right next to the pavers in the grass or something.
I mean, I think DB
Yeah,
promised to do it by fall. Let's,
They
I
didn't-
don't think we should be.
Well, I'll make a motion that we remove it, store it in the shed, see if there's an outroar or not. If there isn't, then just leave it there or trash it. And if we decide we want to put it back in the fall, then we can put it in down by the water fountain.
That motion,
That's a motion.
is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All right.
so are we gonna pay Riverside less?
Yeah, so that would mean they would only have one can to empty.
So we would just have to update them.
Yeah, we would.
Where's the remaining can?
It's down right at Union Street. It's right by the benches, which the benches, well,
Oh, I thought that's the can we were talking about.
no, this is the one right by Tandem.
Oh,
By the
so there's
dollar
two
store.
in very short order.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
All right,
This is a picture of mold that's been taken out.
That's pretty easy.
yeah, I can just kind of pass that around so everybody sees what it is.
Remove the trash can, have Riverside go down to only emptying one and use the savings to pay for our new website hosting.
Oh, so something.
I don't know if there's concrete underneath the wood chip.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but it
That's
maybe
sure
looks like
it's
there
on.
isn't, so.
There's something that's fixed to, probably
Yeah.
concrete underneath there.
I think we would also have to take that stake in the ground out, because that could be dangerous.
Yeah,
If
somebody
it's something in the
cares.
ground.
They just got,
Maybe they would be willing to help us
yeah,
remove it.
they just gotta do another.
Yeah, it's worth asking.
Which
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned last time I talked to the brand new owners of
Big
Paws
task for
Pivot
them,
Farm at the other end of, and they said they'd be willing to have a trash can for us and they would empty it. So, that
Where would
maybe
they
if
put it,
we,
though? Where
they
would
have that entire massive lawn over there.
Yeah, but that would just be at their own private property. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's over and they can put a trash can on their own private.
Yeah, but if we have a
property.
trash can sitting in the,
I mean, there's trash cans in the park. It's a little
just thought it'd be
redundant.
nice. Have someone willing to.
It will also attract birds in that spot and whatnot.
No, I wouldn't really worry about that too much. I mean, if we end up that we don't use it and it's just taking up room in the shed,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, okay, sure. But it would be their trash can, not anything to do with us.
Alright.
But. All right, I guess we need to take a vote.
Who was it that said they would empty it?
Paws and Pivot Farm.
They go
They
there
have the new farm store
for the Legion.
where the, yeah.
It's really nice inside and the
It's
coffee's
awesome in
good.
there.
I
Yeah.
went in there too and mentioned I was on the committee and, they said they were big fans. And,
Yeah.
uh,
They're very cool.
You know, like, so if we had an event and they might like to help.
Did you have a great
August
event?
meeting, August meeting.
Nice, great. All right, all those in favor, raise their hands. All right. Okay, so I guess I will check with the DPW and see if maybe they are willing to at least remove it for us. And hopefully they will be. And if they aren't willing to remove it, then
We'll do it ourselves.
yeah, maybe register. Let's try
Three of
them
us could
first.
Probably. you
Yeah,
know.
let's give that a try first. Should we put something out? Should we just do it?
Just do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
do it.
I mean, that's what the city did with theirs along.
Yeah, the other trash
Yeah.
cans just got removed.
All right.
You might want to also let Tandem know that we're doing it. what we're doing.
Well, I'd say the dollar store too. I think,
And then that might force them to put
Then
out
they
their
can
own
put
and
out
then
their
deal with it, you know?
because people are gonna say something about this.
Oh,
That's okay.
All right.
We'll say it was,
We'll explain to them that it's, yeah, we weren't able to.
Who owns that parking lot?
It's the people that own the plaza.
Plaza
Both
owner.
are Gauls.
Golf.
Have you ever had a relationship with them
Oh, yeah.
over the past?
We won't talk about that. All right, so let me see. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the Lovefield Street, the neighbor. They did have their little dedication of the bench down there, and apparently the neighbor came out and was talking to the bench people, and the neighbor kind of said that we had agreed to do some plantings. So I think at some point we need to probably have a little site visit to go down there and meet. And John, it would be great if you could be there for that, to see like if we can plant some grasses or some small shrubs or something that would make her happier. I don't know if we want to set up a day now or.
Or start the next meeting there.
Well, we
Or
could
do
do
it,
that.
so it's not a separate night. Just
Yeah,
meet there 15 minutes early.
right. Does that sound good?
What do you want to do?
Before our next meeting, meet down, maybe we could do it at 6:30.
Well, I don't think we need a lot of people for that. And if all of a sudden there's a lot of cars down at the end of there.
Bike there, we're a bike city.
Well, I mean, if we're going to look
Addressing
at
the problem.
He's gonna go
to
to.
reach her.
I think it'd be fine if we
Yeah.
just go. It's our trailer.
Yeah, really.
Expected.
Do we want to say 6:30?
It's fine with me.
Okay. All right, let's do that. So 6:30. We'll meet at look, everybody know where that is? Okay. John, can you try to make sure you're there?
What's the date?
What?
July 20th.
Where,
July 20th, 6:30 at the Lovefield Street, where the bench went in. Right, you know, where the
Just
road,
before you get to the Northampton line.
right
The
before you-
memorial bench. We can get her address, right? We should get her address. Or give it to everybody.
It's, you know, where the road that's shut down, that goes up to Route 10. It's like right there.
It's
Yeah,
the end of Lovefield.
Lovefield. End of Love.
Just want to send me an email though.
What?
Okay.
Send me an email so to remind me.
Yeah,
Okay.
right before the next meeting also.
Yeah. And we'll get the address.
Is it 76 Lovefield?
76. That's her house.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
So what I'll do is, when I put the announcement for the next meeting, I'll leave it at 7 here,
Yeah,
because that's just a
site visit.
a site visit for the committee.
Okay. Does anybody have any update on the brush and tree clearing down at the Expo end? Does anybody? I don't. So,
Oh,
I do not, sorry, I forgot to reach out to the DPW. I'll do that before the next meeting.
it's 140 Love Street.
140.
140 Lovefield. Okay.
That's her house. It's right across the street from that.
So it's 140 Lovefield Street.
But it's
140.
all right.
No one's been down there to check that site
I have
since the last meeting. No, I'm talking about Lovefield. I'm done where you were starting.
the Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
yes. No, I haven't.
there's that slope that, it's all, the woman has created a big, huge heart out of stone.
Oh, really?
So you can't really see it from this picture. It's kind of on the side. She was in there, she was up in the car.
Oh,
But you can see it, and then, if you've seen this aerial photography guy posting on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a shot of it.
No.
And it was kind of interesting because, he wouldn't have been able to take that shot off those trees. It's kind of funny. I didn't get involved with that conversation, but it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's still not really there's no plants in there. It's just rocks. So that will
I bet
start
she will.
to decay. with-
I bet they will add
Rain.
something in there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens on these rainstorms and if it starts to wash down too bad, but
Well, if she's spending time doing that, they're probably gonna do more work on it.
Yeah.
And it probably would make them upset to see it going down. I mean,
the stone will probably stay there. Yeah, generally, unless but it's all dirt just around that. There's no plants around there, so the structure is still kind of iffy, but at least she's doing something artistic. And,
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool.
Still wild, that island got like. cleaned up.
Yeah, none of it is within,
There's no way.
there's nothing legal about what she's doing, so.
We don't know for sure that they
Right,
did
I mean,
that.
if she
Well, we
owns it,
do.
maybe
You
she
can
owns
tell.
it though.
No, you wouldn't know on the island.
All right. Okay, so going back to the trail maintenance update, we got a message from a trail walker. The 4 mile marker down towards, where did she say?
Between South Street and Coleman, right? And it was a tree limb. The top of the tree was hanging dangerously over the trail.
So I reached out to Greg in the DPW and he did get back to me today saying that they would go look at it ASAP.
And I responded to her that we were wrapped.
So, and I told him to let me know what's going on with that. Whether we'll have to end up paying for it or the city will do it, I don't know, but if it's dangerous, we want to take care of it.
Speaking of which, did we ever find out why the city took us out of their budget? You know how last
Last
year
year?
we didn't get their, what is it? Certain,
think it was
a couple
just cut.
$1,000, it was just cut.
And I do not know what this year, I haven't looked at the budget that, you know, the budget that includes the override,
Mhm.
whether there's anything in there, I would kind of doubt it.
Is it worth asking?
We
Yes,
had
they
brought that
do.
up at that meeting we had with Salem.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, the budget, they're gonna vote it. Yeah.
I could ask someone if it's there though, like,
You can go
Yeah.
into the budget document
Yeah.
and just look. It would be under Public Works. It used to be under Park, but I would think it would be a separate line item. We did mention it,
I know we did, but that
but
was,
then
yeah.
that was before everything happened. So
But since it's over, I did get passed.
there's still a lot. of
They
cuts.
include, they,
I think there's gonna be a lot of cutting anyway. Somebody told me today that down at the East Street end, that the bittersweet and stuff is getting kind of
Yeah, it is really bad.
big.
And the, knotweed, Japanese knotweed too.
That's down at the East Street end.
I think the Japanese knotwood is in between East Street and, Payson. Yeah. I mean, it's all, like, there's clumps of Japanese knotwood all over the place. There's clumps of Oriental bittersweet all over the place, so.
Yeah.
And poison ivy, too.
Yes.
yeah.
They don't usually do trimming until later.
Yeah, there's an overgrown area as you're approaching Millside Park going toward Ferry Street, like a little bit before there on the right. It's like half grown, whatever, I don't know what it is. Half
Like
grown
Into the
into,
trail.
it's half across the one lane of the trail.
Oh, and where's, because we should tell them that. So behind Millside?
Well,
or
as you're
behind the
approaching
mills?
Millside going toward Ferry, behind the mills, yeah.
Behind-
I mean, you kind of need like a hedge trimmer or something like that that will,
They couldn't have the big over the fence trimmer.
well, it's just like, it's just pushing out whatever it is. I mean, I don't know what kind of plant it is. It's just
By Millside Park?
on the way to Millside Park toward Ferry Street. Before then, like,
Oh, that's
there's
like
like a little
knotweed.
fencing
Yeah,
area
I think I know.
That's not,
right
not
around
me.
there. It's like just an overgrown brush.
Probably is worthwhile to have them. I mean, I think that they should do that for us.
Agree.
You know, I mean, we don't have a senior tax worker, but that I think was beyond the senior tax workers, responsibilities anyway. I mean, I could email Greg and say, hey, we're getting some, knotweed and bittersweet, and maybe it would be good to know specific areas that are bad. I mean, I can tell them that spot and we can tell them down further. Those are probably the two worst right now. You're out there a lot. Have you noticed?
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, it's been, I haven't been down to East Street in a while, but like the past week or so, everywhere else is pretty fine. I think. So, all right. Okay. I did get an email from Greg. Eversource is gonna be doing some tree trimming or maybe removal down at their end by the power thing. And I think they were mostly dead and, bad stuff. So I just told them just to go ahead and do it.
Okay.
I could have met, but we met down there last year and it was like, yeah, sure. They were trees that, could be problems, and if they're willing to do it, so I just told them to, and they asked when would be a good time. I said, well, a rainy day is good, or maybe early in
Yeah.
the morning. But so I guess they'll let us know when they're gonna do that, but it's mostly all down by the substation area.
Just let me know if you get a date, let me know. I'll put it on Facebook just to give people an FYI.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'll double
so
check
they're
it.
gonna be closing the trail, right?
They probably would for a short distance there, but it depends on how far off the trail it is.
Yeah. All right. I mean, if they're not gonna close the trail, I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, but if they are,
Yeah.
then like we should let people know.
But all I've heard of. Anybody else have any?
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
And I'm sorry if this was covered in a recent meeting that I was not. Last year there were volunteers for weeding out in front of Tandem. Is that not something we're doing this year?
We are. Yep, if you wanna, I sent out the link. So far, I only sent the link to the committee.
Okay.
But I know, I'm pretty sure I have your email address.
Yeah, I mean, I did it last year.
Yep.
I got the email like in May for it last
Yep.
year, so I was
Yep.
just,
Well, I really need to send it out to a bigger audience, so I will definitely send it to you too.
Okay.
Did you send it to the Google group or
I think we
something?
did last
The
year.
Google
We
group
did
last
a
year.
couple-
To the
Yeah.
Google.
The list.
Yeah, I have been so busy, but I think you were weeding this past week.
And this coming week, whenever there's break in the rain.
Yeah, so we have still been doing that.
cool. Cause I did it once a month last year and I'd like to do it again, so.
Great.
Yeah. And on the landscaping note, I was wondering about the circle at Coleman Road under the iron thing or whatever.
Kiosk,
The
yeah.
kiosk. Is there someone that maintains that?
Don Bader, pretty much, right?
Hmm?
You maintain the roses by the
Yeah,
Coleman
Yeah,
Road.
I gotta fertilize them. I headed them back early in the spring.
Okay.
Took all of
That's not ours. No.
That's on the bike path.
Okay, I was just wondering, they're looking a little scraggly right now, so
The roses.
the roses,
I would
yeah.
say if you're there and you see that you want to trim them and.
I don't know how to take care of roses.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't either.
Yeah, so did you trim them this spring?
In the spring.
Yeah, that was set, yeah. I just gotta fertilize them for now. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's not the best place for roses. It's a little
It's too
shady.
shady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shady.
Maybe if we would be interested at some point in doing some kind of a shade loving native in that spot instead of roses, that might be something that I have more knowledge about than roses. So,
There also is a native rose. Saw this weekend.
Yeah.
Native rose.
and then the last question I had was, where do the mile markers start? Where is mile 0?
Oh, Peter.
Fine.
Route 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only section that we have mile markers for.
Okay.
That was when, before the other section was.
Connecting to Northampton. Okay. Interesting.
Is there any reason why we wouldn't link up with the Northampton to New Haven? and
That's
do
what
the-
I was
Yeah.
wondering,
Mile
because
markers.
Northampton has their mile 0
Yeah.
at the intersection with the Mass Central Rail Trail. And I think that when we put our signs together on the Southampton Greenway, we will have signs that say 9 points or 6.9 miles to Northampton.
So our signs were up, I mean, they were put there 15 years ago, a long time ago.
Yeah, and that's a spur anyways. It's not, I think.
Well, but the mile markers come
They
down
do.
to the Southampton
Right.
intersection.
And I was noticing that they're only once every mile, not every quarter. How often are they? Yeah, it might be better to have them once every quarter mile. If there's a crash or an accident, someone can
We've talked
report.
about many times. We just haven't ever done anything.
Yeah.
But now they're obsolete anyways because, you know.
Yeah.
That side's being added on as well, so, yeah.
So, it might be something to consider whether we want to, instead of looking at it as a 6-mile trail, we want to look at it as a starting in Northampton ground zero
Yep.
and,
Yep.
5 miles to 11, or something,
Yeah.
just instead of.
Yeah, I mean, we could use that as an opportunity when we put our Southampton ones in.
Right.
Y'all could order the same ones and we
Right.
could
Yeah.
continue the numbering
And we
system.
could work with Friends of Northampton Trails too for their sections.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Well, they have pretty
that's
good mile
on-
markers
That's on
already.
their agenda. There eventually will be, a mile system going from one end to the other, all uniform.
Yeah.
But that's in the future, so. And if we do anything separately now, it may be different than what the group will end up doing.
You talking about the New Haven, Northampton Canal Greenway, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just think, how long is that gonna take?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying,
Well, Can we push them to make a decision on all we need is the style? We already know the miles.
Yeah,
We can do the measurements. All we need is everybody to agree on a style and then people can put them in on their trail.
they haven't had a meeting lately.
and yeah, I've been on the mailing list for at least a year and we haven't had anything.
I don't know if Christie just she was driving it. I don't know where it stands, but the next time they have a meeting. we'll
Could
see.
you ask that
Yeah.
question?
So what do we do with the ones that are on the Route 5?
I say we just leave those there.
That's a spur.
Yeah.
That would be its own spur.
They're still accurate and they're gonna be different than the other mile
Right.
markers anyway. So.
But then it's gonna connect to the Route
So-
5 that goes to Northampton.
Oh, yeah.
It could get complicated, but,
It would be more helpful, like Northampton has signs that like this many miles to,
Yeah,
Main
I like their
Street
signs a
or-
lot.
those kinds of things would be more helpful on the trail, like how many miles it is to get to Coleman Road or Union Street or Ferry or wherever, Millside Park.
More
Um,
signs.
Well, we're just,
yeah, but they're little.
like Northampton's are on like some fences.
Mhm.
Like there's one right at the town line. I just think practically, if there's a sprawling trail network, that's what
I have
we're more
a picture
interested
of
to
the
know, not
Northampton
like
ones.
they're at mile 4.
And I've also seen imprinted bricks that are
Yeah, the
embedded
painted
in the.
bricks.
Yeah, I like
Mm.
those.
Those
I
are really
like
nice.
those. They're in the ground. They're flat.
Hmm.
I don't know what the maintenance on
I
them
don't know
is.
where our map thing is.
Well, we've got a map.
This is the Northampton
I
ones.
mean, this, like, I'm
Right.
now thinking of your signs. Because that's the oil derrick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody's favorite.
I know.
Those foot ones, unless they're constantly maintained, are gonna get covered with debris and dirt and stuff.
Oh, the ones that are bricks.
Yeah. I mean, they look cool, but
Well, I have to say ours have held up. They look
They do
really
look
good.
Yeah.
And those are pretty old.
Well, that's because it's made out of
It's made
that
of, I know.
Alacor stuff that
yeah.
we had the letters on the
Plastic,
mural.
But yes, I
Hey.
know.
Be there long after we're gone, yeah.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, look at how great they look on the mural right now.
does look
They'll
great.
be good forever.
And our signs. I
And
mean, the
the- and
Manhan
the
Rail Trail
signs.
signs,
They
they
do.
look, when you scrub them up, they look brand new.
They do.
So Christy doesn't respond to emails, but there is another person that I met at the MCRT. Is it named Norm?
Norm, yeah.
He's responsive. And maybe we can invite him to a meeting and talk about something.
He could even join remote.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
It would be great if we could like, I mean, I'm sure your planning process will like have all kinds of crazy things to happen. But if we can anticipate what you're gonna do and like match the style,
Yeah.
I love the idea of like things being continuous. Cause
100%.
I think of 90% of people who use the Northampton Trail from Hadley, wherever to ours, they view it as one.
Right.
trail, you know,
Yeah.
that's.
And I've done, within the past 2 months, I've done Northampton all the way up to Florence, and I've done Westfield all the way down through Southwick, and took pictures of everything. And so like, we're trying to build some consistency.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yours is gonna connect to Westfield Trail.
Not
Really?
this, not this
Eventually.
first one that we're building,
Phase
but
one.
That was farther than 3 miles.
yeah. But it's on, actually, Jonathan was at our, Jonathan from the Columbia Greenway was at our meeting this evening. And he says MassDOT is really interested in getting the gap closed and motivated.
So close, you know?
Yeah,
They are actually adding a shared use path on 220 and Route 10.
202.
Yeah, 202 at Barnes Airport when they're rebuilding an intersection, and they got a shared use path added to that section. So they are sneaking it in. This is kind of how MassDOT works, is they like sneak it into existing projects.
That's good.
So it's probably gonna piecemeal like everything MassDOT does.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Do you know anything about the Route 5 thing? Cause it doesn't look like.
Yeah,
anything.
the city engineer said in a previous meeting that they have had meetings on it, and I've seen like there's paint out there for utility poles, but yeah, I'm like waiting for the construction. It doesn't feel ready until there's a construction crew,
I'm not gonna, yeah.
but it is happening, whatever that means.
And did anybody
Is
manage?
there-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm just wondering, sorry if this was shared. I can't see if there's a presentation or anything. If there's a link to the route, or I guess I'm curious if I think it was said that it's going to stop at Sheldon's. I'm guessing it isn't currently planned to cross the Manhan River there unless it is routed onto Route 10. But I'd be curious kind of what the route looks like, if there's an easy link to share with the group.
it's on southamptongreenway.org.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and yes, it stops at Sheldon's right before crossing Route 10, and there will be a parking lot right there on the trail.
Is that being done by like I assume the Northampton office? Is that like what's overseeing it?
Yeah. Yep.
Did anybody attend the meeting for the Safe Routes test?
I did. Yeah, it was it was so uninspiring. It was like the worst MassDOT meeting I've ever been to. It was fine. Yeah. They just had all the information is on the website. I can probably forward it to the group.
Just forward the link to us.
What's the time?
28, I think, is when construction begins. And it looks like they're gonna have it perpendicular to the path. So there's a T by the warehouse and then the Park Street Safe Routes to School project up to Mountain View. It's like 1 mile, 1.1 miles or so shared use path along Park Street to get to the school.
Is there a switchback on the hill going up?
No, so I think what they're doing is they decided not to do a switchback, and it's does someone want to pull up a map of the so it's gonna go along the warehouse right up to whatever that street is, and then directly along the road.
Okay.
And there's gonna be some takings, and the city's gonna pay for it, and
Land taking.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I have notes on their presentation, but the content's about the same that it was before.
I was just curious about the original design had a switchback.
Yeah, they took out the switchback.
I'm just curious, were they afraid
people just cut straight? They wouldn't take this, they would just,
I don't,
or
No.
dangerous or?
yeah, I think they just thought it was the safest,
Okay.
and the best slope to, so like, cause you deal with like not wanting to go over like a 4% grade.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty steep.
It is steep. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think they went down, it basically is a long sidewalk kind of down that side street and then
Okay.
a direct 90-degree turn into the path, right by the, I'm assuming that the Williston owns that warehouse. It looks,
It's a private business.
Phillips, or what, is it? Yeah, no, there's,
okay,
I don't know if it's
anyway,
still open. But you know, that's not owned by
It's-
Wilson.
They are.
Yeah, no, that.
it's still open. I see stuff,
Been a music
Yeah.
coming out.
I see that being worked at. It's also been improved a lot recently.
Yeah, they have,
Like they've,
it's gonna be like here.
yes, Phillips Manufacturing, yes, so it's gonna go that way and then up Ward Street, Seaport Street. Ward Street.
We're down.
And then they're adding a red flashing beacon and a crosswalk and curb cuts to a neighborhood on the other side. So like, yeah, the townhouse manor, I think.
Oh,
People can get over there.
Cross Park Street.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
kids to cross Park Street. Gotcha.
but that's it, pretty basic.
Okay, thank you.
It's been approved, it's gonna go forward.
It's already, yeah, it's been on the tip for a while.
On that call, wasn't there? It's kind of-
I dropped off before the comments, but the comments are always toxic, so. And also, I think I just feel like MassDOT shouldn't have, and I'm gonna talk to someone at MassDOT, they shouldn't have the central office doing a meeting that's this local and with public takings. That should be run by districts. So that's what, it just makes it feel like someone from Boston is sweeping in and taking your private property is what it sounds like. The optics are terrible when it's, for, if anything, Williston isn't letting us use the public land so they could be directly off of whatever.
All right, so our next meeting is Monday, July 20th. We're gonna meet at Lovefield Street and then come here for 7. Sound good?
Sound good.
Anything else? All right, motion to adjourn, second, all in favor?
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.